One of my clients was bringing in close to what her C-suite income was in her side hustle before leaving her corporate role, but she still found herself working like she was reporting to the board. In this episode, I show you how to identify the hidden habits that are sabotaging your growth, even if you're already successful. I'll walk you through a mindset shift I use with my clients in finance, therapy, and wellness to help them scale with ease instead of hustle. Imagine building your next level of success by doing less, but creating more impact, more money, and more fulfillment. And if you don't address this now, these patterns will keep quietly running the show behind the scenes until burnout forces a reset. Hi, welcome to the Connect with Sheila Botelho podcast. I'm committed to helping you reconnect to your purpose, elevate your well-being, and build your version of a happy, successful life. You're listening to a mini-sode where I share an insight designed to help you live into what lights you up this week. Let's talk about something that most podcasts aren't addressing because, quite honestly, most people don't see it until it's too late. The habits that got you here, the ones that helped you build your first 6 or even multiple 6 figures, won't get you where you're wanting to go next. And more importantly, they might be the very thing holding you back. You might recognize the symptoms: a fully booked calendar, but somehow you're still feeling like you're behind. You're growing, but joy is missing from the growth. Or you left the corporate world or the hustle-heavy startup phase, but you still find yourself working as if someone is grading your performance. And this is what I've seen again and again in the women I coach: smart, seasoned entrepreneurs who are already successful, but still exhausted. Let me take you into a story of one of my private clients. She was in the financial leadership world for over a decade. On paper, she was making wonderful money, several $100,000s a year in her side hustle before she even quit her C-suite role. But after going full-time in her business, she kept slipping into her old patterns. She was over-delivering to every client, managing every detail, avoiding team delegation because she felt she could do it faster herself, right? Her experience was actually getting in the way of her ability to scale. And by month 5, she was teetering on the edge of burnout again. And she said to me, "I thought entrepreneurship would feel freer, but I feel like I just recreated my old job, but with less support." So here's the truth. Your subconscious doesn't care that you've made a new decision. It cares about what feels familiar. So unless you're intentionally rewiring your leadership, you'll keep building the next chapter using the strategies that built the last one. This is where the embodied success method comes in. I created it because I personally needed it. I was watching high-achieving, beautiful, brilliant women recreate burnout cycles, not because they lacked strategy, but because they hadn't shifted their internal operating system. It's not about a vision board. It's not even just a mindset shift. It's about listening to your body, to your energy, and asking yourself, what is sustainable success for me right now in this season? Another client, this is a therapist who had scaled her group practice, came to me with a successful launch and a nervous system in shambles. She said, "It feels like I'm fighting something invisible." What she was fighting was the overfunctioning identity she developed in clinical practice and the part of her that felt responsible for everyone's results, even when her zone of genius had evolved. And so our work wasn't about new funnels or offers. It was helping her let go of the internal rules she didn't even realize that she was still following. The same thing happened with a functional medicine doctor I worked with last year. She was finally moving beyond trading time for dollars, but she still got caught in that pattern of proving her value with complexity, right? It's kind of the double-edged sword of being in academia and being in a space where obviously intellect is incredibly important to your results and to your credibility with clients. So she ended up making her group program too long. Her bonuses were too stacked. Her pricing was very low because she hadn't done it before. She thought she had to start from scratch and start on the low end. But when we stripped it all back, what emerged was a streamlined offer, priced properly actually, and a business that honored her nervous system. And what she messaged me 6 weeks later was saying, "I feel like I've finally made space for the version of me I've been trying to become for years." So this episode is your reminder. You're not crazy for feeling like things are harder than they need to be. And it's not your strategy that's broken. It's the rules you're still unconsciously living by. That is the gold nugget I want you to walk away with today. Sustainable success does require some changes. It requires a new way of self-leadership. It starts with pausing long enough to ask, who am I being? Not just what am I doing? And listen, this isn't about throwing away everything you've done. Really, I want you to honor that. It's been hard fought in many cases, and I want to celebrate the success that you've currently looked back on in your experience. It's about honoring, though, what got you here without making it the template for what comes next. If this conversation hit home for you, I want to invite you to experience something that's been a game changer for my clients and community, the Embodied Success Method and Meditation. It's completely free and available in the show notes. It's a self-guided practice that helps you reset, reconnect, and reimagine how you move forward in business. And guess what? It also impacts your personal life in a really beautiful way, because this season, it gets to feel more aligned for you, more grounded, and better than you ever imagined. Thank you for listening. I'll see you on another full episode later this week on Thursday. I'm going to go deeper into some of this context. Until then, have a beautiful rest of your day. Big blessings.